it's Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, and we are back from the holidays, hoping that everybody had a happy and safe Christmas, or whatever holiday that you celebrate with your family. And we are back in it. And we are on a brand new plane, or actually not brand new plane, we are returning to a plane, and that is Lorwyn. So this is one of the original planes that Magic went to a long time ago, and in fact, one of my first commander decks that I built was the Reaper King, which was, I believe, off of Shadowmoor, which was the companion to Lorwyn at that time. In fact, there is a brand new, I think it's a commander deck that is built around the new Reaper King. I think it's like Reaper No King or No More Reaper King or something like that. And it deals with blight counters, and it's no longer a 5-color commander, which is kind of interesting. So today we have a pre-release kit coming off of pre-release weekend. Thought we would bust this out for a return of breaking boxes. So without further ado, let's get into it. Every light casts a shadow, because there are two sides of Lorwyn. There's the light side and there's the dark side. And you know, there's the new video, or there was the spoiler video, commercial video, however you want to call it, for Lorwyn, which I thought was absolutely amazing. And the fact that they got the Henson Muppet Company to come in and do that, oh my god, that was stupendous. So, alright, I am, as usual, going to put that off to the side. Here we're going to cover it up because I see it's already a two-sided card. I don't know what it is. I didn't really see what it was. Hopefully y'all didn't either. And then we've got our 6 packs here. Looks like we've got some with the light and some with the dark. And we've got our die with the Lorwyn Eclipsed symbol on it. Alright, we'll just sit that off to the side for now. Alright, so we've got our 6 packs. We've got our pre-release card. Hopefully it's something good. And let's get into it. I've already busted open 2 collector boosters, which you can watch on the short side of this channel, and pulled some pretty good cards for it. So be sure to check those shorts out. Give them a like if you don't mind. That would help me out greatly. So there are our commons, and we've got Tenufil Rhyme Speaker, Shrike's Gift, Dose of Dawn-Glow, the Prisma Basher, Into a Sapling Nursery. So this is 2 green and 6 for an enchantment. Affinity for Forest. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each forest you control. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 3/4 green Treefolk creature token with reach. And then you can pay a green and 1 to exile this enchantment. Treefolk and forest you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So this would go really great with the new Avatar set that just came out, making your Earth-bent forests indestructible, make your lands indestructible. Honestly, I'd probably put this in my Necrobloom deck, because I'm doing a lot of stuff with landfall, putting out multiple lands a turn, and then putting in a Yavimaya. I could easily cast this for 2 green mana. So that's pretty good. I like that. I think is a good start. And then we've got Fear.Core, shape-shifting artifact, for our foil, and then a nice full art plains with a Kithkin and treasure token. So we'll put those off to the side. Alright, strong start, I think. Pack number 2. And I'll go ahead and toss out that I did pay $40 or $40 was the retail for this pre-release kit. So we'll see if we get that money back. Get through these commons, and hopefully y'all had a great pre-release. We've got a protective response, Morkant's Loyalist, the Eclipsed Flamekin, into an Adept Water Shaper, and this is a full art. White and 2. Other tapped creatures you control have indestructible. So if you're doing a lot of big swinging, those tapped creatures are now indestructible. And this is a 3/4 Merfolk Cleric, and I really like the art on this. This is really giving some good vibes, I think, for the Merfolk. Into a Gold Meadow Nomad for our foil, and another full art planes, and then our just kind of a dual side card. Yeah, I like that art. That's pretty cool. Once a young Marrow thought herself rather ordinary, but the river knew her name. The Riverstone Tales. All right, pack number 3. So hopefully, I've not been able to get my hand on a booster box for this yet, or a bundle. The game store that I've been going to did not have any extras, so I'm gonna have to see if I can't hunt one down. Springleaf Drum, tap an untapped creature you control to add 1 color of any mana. Or 1 mana of any color. A little dyslexia kicking in there. This is really great for your Magda decks, tapping dwarves to generate mana to get those treasures with Magda. Rhyme Chill. Boldwin Aggressor into another Sapling Nursery. So hopefully, I mean, this gives me a couple of these cards to put in a couple of different decks. So into a Midnight Tilling, and a full art forest, and we've got an elf treasure token. One thing that I've seen, this is our 3rd pack, no multiple rares so far, so hopefully we will find something. Let's get into pack number 4. There's our commons. Gut Splitter Gang. Another Rhymekin Recluse. Vinebred Brawler. And then a Clash of the Clatchin. White and 3 for a Kithkin Knight. Flash for 4/5. As an additional cost to this spell, behold a Kithkin and exile it. So exile a Kithkin you control, or a Kithkin card from your hand. Other Kithkin get +1/+1. When this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. Okay, that's pretty nice. Ooh, and then this is a 2 rare pack for a Maryland Fey Ascendant. Sultai in 2, so that's black, green, and blue in 2. For a Elf Fairy Noble, legendary 4/5. Flying, which is kind of nice. Whenever Maryland or another elf or fairy you control enter, exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Once each turn, you may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of elves and fairies you control from among the cards exiled with Maryland this turn without paying their mana cost. So that's kind of fun. It's kind of a thief deck. So you're exiling cards from target opponent's library, and then that gives you some stuff to cast later on. Now let's see. You may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of elves or fairy from among cards without paying its mana cost. So you get it for free. So that's even better. So that's kind of fun. And you know, elves and fairies are not, you know, mana rich cards. So you could really populate your field out with a lot of stuff. That might be a fun deck to build around. And then we've got Gnarlbark Elm, common for our foil. And then we've got another Full Art Plains with a Kithkin and a treasure. Pack number 5. See what we can get into here. Get through these commons. Nameless Inversion. Omni-Changeling. Eclipsed Boggart. Into a Thoughtwift Lieutenant. Green and white for a Kithkin soldier. Whenever this creature or another Kithkin you control enters, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. So this would be good around a Kithkin tribal deck to really start buffing creatures up, make them bigger. Throw a couple of nice anthem effects, and you could really have a nice big army, especially being able to give them trample until end of turn. And then we also, here we go. Here's a good card as well. Overgrown Tomb. This has seen multiple reprints, but having access to a Shockland, Swamp Forest, enters tapped, but you can pay 2 life, and it comes in untapped. And then that's searchable with anything that says search for a swamp or a forest. And then we've got Tanafel Rhyme Speaker as our foil. And then we've got, just a regular mountain, and then a Kithkin and an elf. And then you may have saw Miss Frizzle, come here Frizzy, making an appearance, asking for the pet. So let's bring her up to say hi. So here's Miss Frizzle hanging out with me here in the Mage Cave. Yeah? You want to say hi to everybody? So she is the bestest girl, helping me with all the cards. So she was getting a little jealous and wanted some pets because I was not paying attention to her. That's okay. All right. Nothing like a good Doge break. Okay, and here we go. Our last pack for this pre-release kit. And we've got our commons. We'll blow through these real quick. Silver Gill Mentor, Bark of Duran, Noggle Robber, Dundulin Weaver, into a Bristlebane Battler. Green and 1 for a Kithkin soldier. Trample Ward 2. This creature enters with 5 neg1 counters on it, and it's a 6/6. So it comes in basically as a 1/1. Whenever another creature you control enters while this creature has a -1/-1 counter on it, remove a neg1 counter. Okay, so basically you're getting to cast this early as a 1/1 on turn 2, basically, right? But then as the game progresses, you play more creatures, this will consistently get bigger. It does have the tramples, and it does have the ward 2, so it's not going away anytime soon. Alright, and then we've got a Riverguard's Reflexes as our foil. And then a Swamp and a Kithkin Elf. Alright, so with all these packs open, let's check out then our pre-release card. And we will reveal it on 3, 2, 1. And here we go. And it is the Ashling Rekindled. Alright. Now, one thing that I am a little sad about you'll notice that there's no foil stamping on this. They're doing away with stamping these, which I think is a little ridiculous, because it's what helps make the pre-release cards special, right? So no more foil stamping on these. Well, that's really nice. Ashling Rekindled, red and 1 for an elemental sorcerer. When this creature enters or transform into Ashling Rekindled, you can discard a card. If you do, draw a card. At the beginning of your first main phase, you can pay a blue. If you do, transform Ashling, and she becomes Ashling the Rime-bound. Whenever this creature transforms into Ashling Rime-bound, at the beginning of your first main phase, add 2 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast spells with mana value 4 or greater. At the beginning of your first main phase, you can pay a red to transform her back. So you can, at the beginning of each turn, flick her back and forth. So that's pretty nice. Be a fun Izzet deck to build. And that is it. That is our pre-release kit. So I said at the top of the video, I did pay retail $40 for this kit. So we'll go through and look at what is the least expensive rare card in this box, what's the most expensive rare card in this box, and then what is the total value of all of the mythics and rares, which I don't think I got any mythics in this set, or in this box rather. Oh, actually, that Thought Whip Lieutenant is a common, not a rare. That is my bad. Let's see. No mythics at all. Sadness on the stack. Alright, so we will total this up. So we ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards out of 6 packs, plus our pre-release cards. So we'll total it up, see what our values are. In the meantime, be sure to check out our other videos from last year, where we opened up some Avatar. I think was at the end of the year. Had a great time opening up that collector booster box. Be sure to check that out. Check out the shorts that we just opened, and we also have all these other packs that we're going to be opening up as short videos. So keep an eye out for those. So we've got some Spider-Man, some Bloomburrow, Foundations, and then I even placed second in a Commander event, so I've got some fun foil promo packs to bust open. So in the meantime, I'm Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, wishing everybody some happy magicking. Have a great one.